So, a very warm good afternoon to all of you present, especially our speaker, our director, Dr. Archana Annapure, as well as our very dear students. So, on behalf of School of Beauty and Wellness and Symbiosis Skills and Professional University, I take this opportunity to introduce the very talented as well as hardworking speakers for today's guest session. So the brother and sister duo, that is Aswani Chaitanya as well as Hima Bindu, they are the founders of the company Timios, a healthy packaged food company exclusively for kids. As siblings, they have always had the thought of starting something on their own and kept bouncing off ideas until they found their real calling, that too with a company which is called as Timios. So, a little about them. So, Mr. Aswani Chaitanya, he has worked as a technologist in top tier investment banks in the US and UK for more than a decade. He was working as a senior vice president in Goldman Sachs, where he decided to give it all up to start his dream that is called as Team News. A proud father of two boys, loves to try a hand in the kitchen and enjoys gardening as well as his hobby. So he strongly believes in involving kids in the process to help instill healthy eating habits early on in their childhood habits as well. Now about Ms. Hima Bindu. She holds a master degree in nutrition and has been a part of the research wing in various universities. She has been associated with an obesity clinic as a senior nutritionist and has worked in the FMCG, fast moving consumer goods sector briefly. A mother of two and loves to add a healthy twist to all the dishes, making it tasty as well as nutritious. She also insists in establishing healthy eating habits in children by adding a healthy twist to everyday menu, as this is a decade long kind of a process. So once again, we welcome you. And today, the very interesting and important topic, that's what our university is all about. Within two lines, I would also like to tell you about our beautiful university, which is a very unique skill-based university with the idea of actually creating the job creators the way you two are also there. We totally believe in entrepreneurship skills. So today you are going to address all the students from the course of beauty and wellness as well as nutritional sciences and dietetics, graduation, pursuing the graduation as well as post graduation, that is masters. And trust me, I can proudly say almost 70 to 80% of them, they have really made up their mind that they really want to be a job creator. And we also have this unique pattern of providing internships every year. So we are basically not only acting as an interface, but also as a sector being a part of Skills University to bridge the gap, what the industry requires and what happens in the classroom. Because we all, as a teachers over here, are practicing. Our own very director, Dr. Archana, she has been practicing in this sectors from almost 35 plus years, and myself almost for 14 years, and other faculties like Dr. Sukshma is there, as so even the teachers in the beauty sector. So all of them have been coming from the face of industry as well as academy. So now we are so happy that you have got agreed to pass on this session, that is journey from job seeker to job creator. So over to you.
Thanks a lot, Ruchu. Thanks a lot, Archana ma'am. And really wonderful to see so many students in a classroom after a long, long time. Yeah, it's almost full. I can see it from here. Good introduction, Ruchu. You pretty much covered all of those. But as the topic says, Hima and myself, we will cover the journey or why we started Timios or how we started Timios. Some experiences on when we felt it is the right time to do and what support system we got and how to seek for the support system. Some of the topics we will cover, or experiences we will cover. Fortunately, guys, I mean, we are not having any presentation or anything, so it's a free format. We will, as I said, we will cover here and there. And if you have any questions, please feel free to those out specifically at the end so that we can answer. I'll just take a leaf out of what Ruchu just now mentioned, right? I mean, a lot of people, or a lot of, 70 to 80% of you want to start something on your own, which is wonderful. I keep saying this or quoting this to a lot of people, that uh, India is a very big country, but if you take Western countries, the amount of students or amount of job people going to employment and starting their own, the risk-taking appetite what they have is immensely more than what we have. That's the reason the number of companies or the number of unicorns what you have in the Western countries are far more than what we have. So if you leave the social taboo or the fear of failure and start something on our own, and in the similar numbers like the Western countries or the countries which are having more startups, I'm sure India would have n number of startups, n number of unicorns. So that's on the firm belief. We actually, Hima and I, and we thought that we will do something on our own. So that's the high level, like 40,000 feet background. Coming to myself, I have done my engineering in Bangalore, schooling in Bangalore. Typical like a Bangalorean, I have done engineering, and like a typical engineer in Bangalore, got into as a Wipro or Infosys. So I joined Wipro as a software engineer. Went to US very early, did very well there, and then got married with someone whom I met at work, and we both went to UK. Did extremely well for like 10 odd years in UBS, Deutsche Bank, and Goldman Sachs. My sister and I are not very far age-wise. We are like approximately 2 years age gap between us. So we both are like more friends than siblings. So I keep discussing with her like what are my plans for the future. I want to do something on my own. This is what is happening. That is how it started way back when I was in London. And Hima also used to share with me her experiences on like what's going on in life, babies, maternity breaks, what next, something different, kind of thing. What keeps us separate from others is we both have the intention of something, starting something on our own. Yeah, equal to taking risk. I mean, we are open to take risk. We are open to try it out. So that's the fundamental reason. If you ask me, or if I go back in time and think like what made us to do this journey or travel in this path, is the inherent thing that yes, we have done decent in the past, or we are doing decent in our jobs. We want to do something different. So we are not so afraid of what would happen if it doesn't work, or what would happen if I cannot do it. We were reasonably sure that we can do it. If there is a problem, we will reach out to people, we will solve it, and the life goes on. So that's the inherent nature or the attitude we both share. So maybe that's the reason why we could share our ideas along with each other. So coming to Timios, like anybody, I had a number of ideas. I used to pitch to my wife, my in-laws, my parents. Some of them are nice. Some of them are okay. That includes even restaurants, saloons, so many and so forth. But every time it used to come that okay, I'll do this for 3 months, I'll do this for 4 months. What else? And on the other hand, I was working for Goldman Sachs. I was doing extremely well at my job, and some of you know Goldman Sachs, right? I mean, it's a very good place to work and very well paid as well. So it was very not easy decision to quit. But on one fine day, I would not say a fine day, but during the course of time, we figured out that building a brand exclusively for children, especially India with 1.3 plus billion population, and also expecting 25 million children, like newborns, 25 million. Please make a note of it. Every year for the next 10 years. That's the stats we were working on. That we felt that's a huge opportunity. Number one. Second, we both, like Hima and I, both of us have two kids of our own. So we know that there is a gap in the market. There is a definite need to have a product or products which are designed for kids, exclusively for kids, with age groups, with formats, with eating timings, so on and so forth. We thought that there is a huge gap. When I pitched this idea to Hima to start with, keeping her education in mind or the background like nutrition, she felt like, yes, this is a very good idea. I'm more than happy to leave whatever I'm doing and then join you. And these are my expertise, and I can contribute this way. And that's the, what do you say, the gut feeling or the instant reaction. If you get, it's a 100%, I mean 10 out of 10 kind of thing. And I pitched to my wife and my parents. They also felt like, yes, this is a bigger problem to solve. There is definitely satisfaction when you do it. Don't worry about the result or whatever it is. That's the last thing. But it is having enough headroom for you to grow. It is good enough for you to come out of your wonderful job. And this will keep you occupied for like 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, because you are building a brand. Secondly, we are building a category. Food as a kids exclusive is non-existing in our country. Even now, we are just trying to build this category very strong. To give an analogy, go back 10 years. Where was natural food? Where was organic food? It was pretty much non-existent. So forward now, if you go to any superstore or any website, you will definitely have a section which says natural food or organic food, something like that. So that's the amount of category building we want to do in India. This is existing in UK and US, but India is a bigger country. It definitely needs a category, and it is big enough category. So that's how we started. Um, when I say a brand, when I say about Timios, we had initial concepts like why it is different, how it is different. I think it will be good if Hima puts that out, like what are the key differentiators or the key elements of Timios which keeps us exciting and the brand exciting, and the value what we actually bring to the table. Hima, if you can add, it will be great.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, students and teachers. I did my home science, and after home science, I did specialization in food and nutrition. So, being a home science student, I can say that the course is not like prescribed way. It will always go out of the box. So from my education graduation itself, I thought I will start on my own, but not in initial days. So immediately I took opportunities, job opportunities, how it came, and I continued doing that. As Swani said, point of time, we thought, okay, now it's time for us to take our own brand. So once initially we thought of different ideas. First and most serious idea was catering for daycares and preschool. So when we are exploring that, we are doing surveys and we are taking experiences from already existing or taking opinions from mothers, how they feel. In that process, we thought somewhere it is not the right time in India to start a catering business for a very small age, where already parents have inhibitions that why to give outside food and all. In that process only, then we realized that there is another option for us to take up, that is packed food, healthy packed food, which is not readily available in India on a brand name, especially for kids. There we started exploring how, okay, now we decided to make healthy packed food, and what is the product we are going to start. At least we thought we will start with two range, then we can explore, see the response of parents, and then we can add few more products in that. So then, what will be the main source to start a product? Then we interviewed many parents. We went to many preschools and asked really a parent what she's really facing. when there is a problem, when there is a gap, then definitely if we come with a solution, we thought we will succeed. So the main gap and the problem we faced and we heard from parents are 11 o'clock and 4 o'clock snacks. They know what to give in the for the breakfast, for the lunch, for the dinner, but 11 o'clock school school will say that no junk. Parents don't want to give junk. Then what shall a parent pack in a box for snack? Then there we thought, why can't we capture this point and build a brand with a note: healthy, no preservatives, no artificial flavors or colors. Whatever the school and the parents will feel is junk, we'll remove that. And why can't we do? Because we never ate junk when we were small. Our mothers or grannies, they took home food like traditional snacks and all. So traditional snacks never had any junk element in that, and it was always a guilt free. So that point we took in our concept, and we thought we will make a junk free snack and we will try to solve one problem of a parent. When the problem is solved, automatically it will be a success for us. Yes, since we are targeting kids, it was not very easy because two things. One, everyone will think that junk will taste good, and whenever we say healthy, they will have lot many questions that how can you make it preserve without preservatives? How can you preserve the food and all? So we jotted down all the questions before only we assumed what questions will come from the parent, what doubts they will be having, and we jotted down all the problems or the questions we have to answer. Then we solved each and everything, how the packing should be, and main thing was a brand name. We have to create a brand, and how the brand name, and Aswani took a lot of time and thinking to create the brand. It should be noted, it should be universally accepted. Then we created a brand, and slowly, first initially we build a team. Actually, building a team is the next task after once you think that yes, you want to start a company. Because starting a company is Aswani, if you want, you can interrupt or add in between anything you
I think
feel interesting.
it will be good if you cover the core products. I mean, the core concepts of Timios, like portion control, the elements.
Yeah, you can say that how you build a name.
Yeah,
And,
sure. So I mean, going back to my words, what I said earlier. The first thing, as you all know, I mean, and if you don't know, also please write it down. Team is very, very important. The big companies, you would have heard this n number of times, like however big they are, it's all because of the people in the organization. You hear this n number of times. It may be boring, but the fact is very simple. It is all because of the team. So Hima reached out to her colleagues, and we started reaching out to Food Technologies and others. And my strengths also lie in that. I mean, I was in management for 10 years in GS and in Deutsche. So I was reasonably confident that we can put a team. The vision is very clear. We have a definitive scope, that is minus 9 months to 12 years. We have various mothers to be, new mothers, then babies, toddlers, and schoolers. So we want to get products for all the 24 hours different consumptions. So we put the team. We, as Hima mentioned, fine, excellent. We have the team. What are the first products? So 11 o'clock, 4 o'clock products we released because there is a clear scope of time where it is replacing. For example, an energy bar, you know how much time a school bus takes to come home. So someone can have a bar and come home and play, or have the bar, have the milk, and then go to play. So the convenience is very important. These days, even if your parents or grandparents are in the same city, it takes 1 hour to go from one end to other end. So convenience snacks is very, very important. And as you said, taking the taboo out of packaged food and why it is healthy, because of packaging technologies, because of the choice of ingredients, the format at which it is made, it can be actually healthy. And when it comes to kids, they don't have any inhibitions. If it is not good, they'll just spit it out or put it in the bin, or make a face. So they need not even talk and tell you that it is bad. So taste is very, very important. So that's one of the key things we focus on. The choice of ingredients plays a very big role there, whether it is soft or the texture, how much to have in the pack are the core competencies. Just an example, we'll never do 30% extra in Timios. Why? Because it's portion control. We don't want any child to eat a snack like a meal and then skip meals, right? I mean, that kind of very detailed, in-depth thought process is what we went into.
So we believe that you should have a concept. Whenever you want to start a business or anything on your own, you should have a strong concept in that, and you will face many competitors also within no time once you start. So you should start in a tortoise mode, but immediately you have to take a rabbit mode. You have to be fast, otherwise everyone will overrule you. So concept is a very key to start anything on your own.
Yeah. So coming back to today's topic, from job seekers to job givers, as I said, I will talk about a couple of points which actually felt that these are the ones which you should keep in your mind. These are not the only ones. There are many. I am just picking my personal stuff, which will, I hope, help you in visualizing your own dream or your own mental capability to start whenever you want to start. As I said, support is very, very important. In a startup, you will find more bad days than good days. So when you have more bad days, you need to have friends, family, and whoever is close to you to support you. So please, before you start, share your idea with your friends. Seek their, not acceptance or approval. Everyone has a view to any problem. So if you find a problem or if you find a concept, share it with people. Don't get into a taboo or something like that. If I share, someone will copy it. Or if someone is ready to copy it and do better than you, they will do it some other, if not today, at least tomorrow. So please share your idea. You trust me, you will get a very, very good perspectives from various people. So share your idea. One, to give and listen to their perspective. Second, to get their support when you are things are not going well or not. So I personally share everything what I get an idea with my close, near and dear at times, as per times, and then take their view. So support system has to be rock solid. Second, finances. I personally felt that I reduced all my operational expenditures the day I started Timios journey, so that I am not worried about my personal finances or my personal commitments before getting into something new. The reason for that is when you start on your own, it's not like a job where you can quit and say, like, I'm not liking it, or it is too far, or travel is taking too much time. Whatever is the reason, in job, there is an ability to quit. Worst case scenario, you can obviously fix it, but worst case scenario, you can quit it. But in startup, that is very difficult. Or when you are having your own business, quitting is not possible. That's the difference between job seekers and job givers. There are people working for you. There are people who look up to you. There are people who are believe in you or relying on you to the worst case, right? I mean, you're giving them salaries or you're occupying them, or they're working for you. So quitting is not an option. So think twice, 10,000 times before you start. Never think that I'm not a 9 to 5 person. I don't work because I want to be my boss. All these are like fine quotes and things which you can keep it on the side. But as Hima said, concept, what you want to do, what is the end goal, what is 3 years, what is 5 years, how you want to change the world, what is the difference you are bringing, that should be the calling. If you are not if you want a holiday, you can go for 3 days. If you go on a vacation, you can go for 2 weeks. But if you want to love your job, it has to be like a holiday. There is no end. You are coming to a holiday kind of thing should be the approach. So the change you are bringing to the world, the concept what you are trying to change, should be the driving forces, not I want to be my own boss. In fact, when you start your business, you are at the bottom of the pyramid, I would say. Not you don't behave like a boss because you have to.
Yeah, actually, you have to have your own values. Few values you have to set up, like punctuality and very disciplined spending kind of thing, and same values you should follow, so that even your employees, because initial days you will have a very set of employees who are very close to you. They will be like second to your co-founders only, because in the starting, for each and every department, you will not have enough staff to recruit because of your financial things and all. So initial stages of startups, always the team is like family of same goals and same things. They whatever you have, they will be having. So whenever we have some values and we follow them, definitely your team will be structured like that. So it's always good to have few points on your own that you will be following it, and for sure you're not going to deviate from that.
Yeah, and one more thing I will give before you become job seeker to job giver, ideas. I'm sure, especially in Symbiosis where you have worked, or the classroom what you're sharing is not so easy to come in. I personally believe that, and I'm sure that is true. Each one of you must be sharing one or the other idea with each other. My litmus test, normally what I put is, if the excitement of the new idea stays at least for 14 to 21 nights at the same level, then I think it is looking good. For example, you get an idea, you share it with people, you are excited, you don't sleep that night. Next day, is it having the same, passion, or the same intensity? Third day, is it going up or down? And more feedback from people. So my indicative feed litmus test is like 14 days to 21 days. If the excitement is still there, and if not growing, even if it's still there, then it is worth a try. And also see that there is nothing perfect in life. Look around, show me one thing which is 100% perfect. Nothing. Nothing is perfect. So you pick an idea which is having you excited, and where you can put your time and money and energies, and make it little closer to 100%, giving a different perspective to it and making it better. So no idea is bad, no idea is good, no idea is exciting, no idea is non-exciting, right? I mean, it is for you. So someone is not excited, don't feel bad. I mean, it is your passion or your force which is making you go to do it every day should be there. So I think the change what you are bringing to that idea, and if it is long lasting enough, then please get into it. Okay, so that's one thing. Second thing is, when you start on your own, as it says, you are on your own. It is not like when you are in a job or when you're in college, you go to somebody and say, this is not working, that is not working, someone is fixing it. In startup, because of the team size, the journalists what you have, so everyone should be not more of an expert. At least when you start, they should be able to do multiple things, including your internet connection, LAN connection, Google setup, email setup, regulatory, taxation, then the finances. You should have a knowledge of pretty much everything. I'm sure your MBA classes and all those classes would definitely come handy there. So you need to be a journalist. Also, while you may have started it and trying to do on your own, always try to build a team, because you cannot do everything on your own. You need to delegate stuff, and you need to get experts whenever it is required or wherever it is required, not full time, but even consultants and things like that. So that is very important. But always remember to share the goal, the passion across everybody. Just 1 second. It's running out of charge. Just give me a second. So one example or analogy what I normally use is right from me to my watchman and my driver, we all know how much we have to achieve, what we need to achieve on day-to-day basis. So it keeps our interests aligned. It may sound very cliched, but you want to achieve X number, if entire team is not aligned, it's going to be very, very difficult. So yeah, anything else you want to add, Hima?
I really request both of you if you could just show your products or walk through your website. Hima, you are on mute. Yes. So if you could just walk through your website or maybe the products, so that the students can also see that. You can share your screen. Maybe Chaitanya, you or Hima, any one of you is fine.
I can share it. I have, I'm logging from my computer. So 1 second.
Yeah.
Just bear with me.
Basically we had a map because without future products also we can't step in. We should divide our complete range into 2 or 3 levels where we can see how we can go in future. So that will be always better instead of thinking of one and jumping into. And it will be a good thing to just see after 1 year what we can do, after 2 years what we can do.
So this is our website. I hope you can see it. Can you?
Yeah, just 1 second. I'll tell it. Yes, it is visible.
So as we said, this is a cookie tub which we launched recently. It is rich in protein, iron, and calcium. It's made with no maida. It's organic jaggery and whole wheat, whole grain ingredients. These are our peanut butters, completely natural, all made with good ingredients. We have peanut butter, almond butter, and as well as with chocolate. Then fruit fills. It's filled with real fruit, not like sugar coated or sugary fruit syrups. It's definitely healthy for kids. Yeah, and whatever a mother eats when she's carrying or expecting actually goes to the baby as well, right? So we have very nutritious products for new mothers or going to be mothers. We call that range as Momtrients, nutrients for mothers. Then we have whole bunch of snacks, energy bars, chips, kind of multigrain products for school-going kids. Then the other important bit I would like to highlight in our journey is that innovation. For example, if you see this pack, if you scan the QR code on this porridge, it has a QR code, a unique QR code in every pack. The mother or the parent can actually know the journey of that particular product, as in when the ingredients are made, where they are made, when they are sprouted, when they are blended, as in when they are processed, when they are packed, and when they are shipped. So any mother or any parent would like to know where the product is made, how it is made, and when it is made, right? The 3 major issues of a packaged food. So that we have achieved using traceability, blockchain technology. First time pretty much in the world that this has been implemented for a product. And the QR code is unique for every packet what we deliver. So very unique thing what we have done. These are
while we are in our concept also, we thought of 2 things. Whether one thing, the product should be innovative, or if it is a traditional product already existing, how others are doing and how best we can do and how different it should be. So in your bunch of products also, there can be innovativeness and existing products also, how different we can make. There in porridge mix, it's sprouted ragi grains and sprouted ragi grains flour, sprouted wheat flour and all. It's a very traditional method from years it's coming. But what a parents need, it's a quality product and the confidence that from where the product is and how the product is. So there, then we thought that why can't we implement this point in our product so that it will be unique and anything or any idea which we think should sustain for long. Definitely, you'll get competitors within no time. So the concept should sustain for long and it should be easy to understand. So these two things we implemented in porridge mix.
And the other thing is, when you order in mightymeals.com, we process when we get the order. So the tagline what I comfortably use is your baby food older than your baby. So for example, if you are going and buying a baby food in the shelf of any supermarket or anywhere, it may be made 6 months old, 7 months back, 9 months back, but your baby may be 6 months old. So the food what you're giving her is actually, or him, is older than the baby. So this is like you order, we process. So that kind of just-in-time concepts we have implemented. We definitely, I mean, the range
and
of,
we were even specific for age group also. So particular age, and for each age group, we have divided the products in a basket where they can shop a complete one shop like kind of thing.
Yeah. So baby food, finger food, healthy breakfast, snacks, energy bars, moms and moms to be, value packs, and superfoods. There'll be more range coming in. So that's the, at nutshell, it's one-stop shop for your kids, 100% healthy, and various formats. It's available in Amazon, Big Basket, First Cry, Grofers, Flipkart, organic stores nearby. So we are one of the leading sellers in most of the e-commerce portals, and we do sales from our website as well.
So one more most important thing you have to keep in is budget. We always cross the budget and we few things we don't assume also. So better to assume before and try to make a proper project and don't even leave a single thing. Like suppose if you want to buy a machinery, even the cement work or the shed work also will cost you more. At the end, you will be surprised seeing the bill. So just be very conscious on the budget and stick to it. And okay, plus or minus is fine, but we can't, with our experiences, of course, we did all that mistakes, and out of mistakes only we learned. And very be careful planning your budget.
Yeah, that's our story. Any questions? More than happy to answer and hear from you guys.
Thank you so much, both of you. So students, now the platform is open for questions. If any one of you has questions. Any one of you? Yes, please come up, Vedika.
Hello, sir. Hello, ma'am. So my question is, how do you start with finances and what do you do about it? Like, if I do not have a lot of bank support, a lot of prepared capital, how do I start with it? Like, should I take loan from government or should I approach to, my people, my friends and family? How should I go about it?
Very, very important question. Obviously, the initial capital really depends upon what you want to do or what area you're working on. I will share my journey. Both of us, Hima and myself, we typically come from a service background, or parents who are not in business, they're all working. So taking money from somebody is definitely a big taboo or not something what we are used to. Personally, I felt that we should put our money in and our time in till the concept or till the phase is achieved, and then we can go and raise funds with angels or with seed investors and VCs. That's what we have done. But in a general way, please be clear on what is the money you are taking for or asking for, what is it going to achieve, and what is the duration of that. So that will give help you to plan whether you borrow or raise equity or money for equity, whatever it is. It will definitely help you to scope it, so that you don't over borrow and overspend, don't over dilute, and make sure that your steps are small enough for you to show success or show progress.
What we felt and we thought is, first initial investment will be yours. For a few days, everything will be under your control, and you will have liberty to actually do what is your concept. After once you can at least build your concept and build your customers, and then you will have a very good conversation with the investors from your strength. So initially, the investment from our side will always be a good idea to start with.
Yeah, define the scope of it.
Yeah, but in case like she asked that some student doesn't has a capital at back, everybody is not that fortunate enough to have some of the
Voice is
capital.
not audible actually.
Yeah, it is okay now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like that as she asked that there are certain, those who do not have even initial capital. So is it advisable to start with a loan and then, seeking for investors? So your thoughts on that?
See, loan, again, don't even think about like raising capital first. First, think about your concept. Build a strong project plan. Build a strong business plan. Strong doesn't mean that it has to be fancy. It has to be very clear. Articulate the scope for what money you are going it needs and what is it going to achieve after taking that money. Once that is designed or defined very clearly, then you can reach out to all the people like VCs or loan or friends and families. That will give you a right answer or right approach where to get from. As I said,
And same answers also you'll be finding when you go in an interview. They will ask experience. You are a fresher, so we need experienced people. So same with startups also. The bank loans and investments, everyone want to see actually you are able to do, or it will be a success or not. So first 1 year without any startups, starting with loan only, that's a bit we have to think on it, because even a bank loan will ask for a 1 year profits, or how we started, at least 20% from our pocket. Straight away, 100%.
Get the project plan right, get the business plan right, get the scope right, reach out to people, you will get answers. Not necessarily that you should have money in your pocket. That's definitely not the prerequisite. Even if you have money in your pockets, if your business plan and the project plan are not right, you are going to lose it. So definitely get the timing, what you are going to achieve, the scope, the detail, focus on that. The rest all will fall in place, don't worry.
Thank you so much. So any other question? There is a question from one student, that is, how to do online business.
Very, very useful, very, very important question. Online has made, or e-commerce has made starting a startup a lot easy. At least the proof of concept, where you can reach the customer directly, where you can talk to them, where you can take their feedback directly, where you can actually go to market very quickly and get money is also, like when you do a sale, right? Most of the online sale is prepaid. So 100% look the way technology can be used, 100% look the way online or e-commerce can be used. Definitely spend a lot of time and energy on the platforms what are already available with respect to your sector where you are starting. If you are starting selling some goods or anything like Amazon, Flipkart, FirstCry, BigBasket, all of those are definitely platforms where you can talk to them, explore, see the competition, see the pricing, see the delivery mechanisms, and 100% a right place to kickstart your business. From those learnings, you can figure out whether you have to sell completely on your websites or use the business channels like these e-commerce portals, or whether you should go to offline. You can figure it out later. But using technology, using online platforms which are already existing and pre-available is the first thing I would recommend to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, yes, so there are 2 hands up. So please come forward. And this would be the last question, yours as well as then Sanjay. Okay, last question. Yes, please.
So I just wanted to ask a little bit about how did you start your production facility? So I know there is one member in your team who was from the FMCG sector, who might have contributed to the knowledge, but then uh, for someone from your background, understanding, setting up the production facility, how did you go about that?
See, we didn't build our production facility from day one. We definitely visited a lot of other. Before that, let me understand. Let me repeat the question so that I got it right or not, because the audio was not very clear. Did you ask about how did you go about the production facility? What you have? Is that the right question? Is it the question?
Yeah, so she basically meant to ask that regarding the production. So from day one, did you start it by yourself or,
So yeah, as I said, we didn't start our own facility from day one, because you need to learn. First, you need to know what you are going to do. So we definitely went and saw a lot of production units. We also came with a concept like what should go where and who should do it, especially in the interest of intellectual capital, your secrets, IP, all of those. So we relied on third party or outsourced production for some time, where we know what is happening and where we have control on what we are doing. Then we started our own facility almost a year back or a year and a half back. So for certain products where we feel that it is good to be at our control or at our facility. So that's how we went about.
And our goal is to build a brand. So that depends whether you want to start a production unit or you want to concentrate on marketing. When we thought of branding, then we thought more focus should be on brand. So we looked where we can already take up production units, already existing production units.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So the next question is from our student. This is the last question for today's session.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir and ma'am. The question is regarding the product, like the ingredients in the product. You said you are using the protein bars and the chocolate stuff. So like there are many factories who have this allowances that these many sort of insects which are in the factories, they are included in the chocolates itself. So when you are using this in your product, so what is it? You are using the same kind of method for chocolate production, or is there something else you are using?
So maybe like some kind of adulteration. So how you are taking care of it, right? Because she meant to say that in a lot of chocolate factories, even in the production of these protein bars, of adulteration in terms of the insects and pilferage. So are you doing something extra, to take care of this? Yes.
I mean, we when we started, we were very clear that whenever production happens, we will take quality and quality assurance and quality control very seriously, especially when we are building a kids brand. So we take care. The raw materials are under our control. We buy the raw materials on our own. We make sure that we are actually present during the production, and we also select people and the resources and the equipment and the complete thing, right? I mean, like as I said, right from watchman to myself, we need to have goals in line, aligned. So we educate people. We talk about like what is the importance and what we are trying to do. And the reputation is very important for a brand. Reputation, and then rest comes everything. So we take this very seriously, and a combination of training, combination of right team members, combination of right choice of ingredients, monitoring, testing on regular basis. So these are all the things what we do. It's a overall 360-degree effort what we need to put.
Thank you so much to both of you, Mr. Aswini Chaitanya as well as Hima, for for this wonderful session, sharing your journey, and not only that, giving a lot of practical kind of steps. Because as you rightly said that yes, people always sit and say that I want to become my own boss, and this becomes the kind of the motivation to start an entrepreneurship. But actually, it is not. A perfect business plan and the degree of perseverance. That on day one also that idea was same, even so many obstacles were there. And even at day 21, still that zeal and that level of perseverance is there that really I want to achieve it. So I think that was a very good piece of advice from both of your side, that a perfect business plan would take you to the journey of success. And yes, entrepreneurship means more number of bad days as compared to good days. And then sometimes it feels that yes, doing job under somebody it was more easy. And when you become your own boss, it's just not that easy. So a good plan is the only one which will take you to the goal.
Yeah.
So thank you so much once again to both of you. And I'm sure a lot of students would be seeking your guidance even at the internship. As I told that we have got BSc Nutritional Sciences and Dietetics plus BSc Beauty Wellness, where a lot of students are also interested for wellness programs, and plus Masters in Nutritional Sciences and Dietetics, where we are actually pushing them for product development and nutraceuticals, and even in the food science, all that. So I'm sure in the coming future, the kind of pattern we have every year internship, few of them would definitely be interested to just learn under both of you. So I hope you would be open for the same.
Yeah, most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
So,
thank you, everyone.
Yeah. So once again, on the behalf of School of Beauty and Wellness and Symbiosis Skills and Professional University, from my side as well as our director, Dr. Archana Ainapure, as well as our beautiful and beloved students, I would like to say thank you to both of you. I would also request our director to say a few words.
Sure. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I would like to thank you, Mr. Ashwini and also Hima Kasturi, for delivering such a wonderful episode of your journey towards success. And I truly wish that our students have grabbed the story and also would be successful in future. And we would seek your support whenever it is necessary. So thank you so much, Ms. Hima and Mr. Aswini, for your kind, informative session and success story. And all the best to you for your future endeavors. And I will surely, although my children are big now, and whenever I have grandchildren, probably I will use your products for my grandchildren. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks, and all the best for everybody. And thanks for giving this.
From all our students. So
Thank you.
Of this session. So thank you so much. Just wanted to share that me and Hima have shared a professional space for almost 4 years at Bambino, and they both are just like family to me. So thank you so much and wish you all success. Just keep on rising and shining the way you are doing. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you to all the students also. Now, those who are here, you can resume for classes, and those who are at internship, kindly resume for internship. Thank you.